Browns back at it here a few more days until they host the Bills at Huntington Bank Field in Cleveland at 1 o'clock. We will make our picks for the game a little bit later in this video, but let's start here. Someone we haven't talked a lot about this season, Mary Kay. Joel Bitonio. He, of course, contemplated retirement last offseason, decided to come back, and once again, he will make another decision this offseason on his future. Offensive line coach Mike Bloomgren said today that said he was still playing at a Pro Bowl level. Of course, we see it every single Sunday, how well he's playing. And while he hasn't quite tried to convince Joel to come back yet, it's on the to-do list.
It really is, and I really do think that Joel is playing at a Pro Bowl level. I certainly hope he gets it because he really deserves it. He plays through all of that pain, and then he's also playing on an offensive line that is just jumbled up and mixed up every single week, and he's been the anchor of that line, and he has been playing tremendous. According to Pro Football Focus, he is the number 12 guard in the NFL. That's really high. Great for him, and we can't have a locker room without Joel Bitonio, so he has our vote. So come back, Joel.
Yeah, well, and you have to wonder if the Browns can have a locker room without Joel Bitonio. I mean, Quinshon Judkins today talked about he lockers right next to Joel. Joel has certainly meant a lot to him since he's come into the league, and he's really taken on that mantle of being the veteran. He was drafted in 2014. Ashley Quinshon joked that he was in middle school back then, so that makes us all feel old, I think, but it probably makes Joel feel old as well. He just means so much to this team off the field, too.
He does, and look, I think it's interesting, Dan, you and I had a chance to talk to Joel after the Bears game on Sunday and asked him, because I think this has been a topic of discussion on social media, does he regret coming back when they're in the middle of another 3-win season? Just like last year, it was obviously a tough decision, and he said he has no regrets in coming back, and you just hear when he talks about the game that appreciation he has for those intangible things, and he wants to keep going while he can. So I understand he's at the point in his career where it's going to be a year-by-year decision. He's talked about that, but hoping he will stick it out here.
Now, another veteran, of course, in that locker room who has been around Joel a lot, Myles Garrett, he continues to chase that sack record. Added 1.5 to the total last week against the Bears. He's 1.5 away from setting a new single-season sack record. And Mary Kay, if he does it this week, he'll do it against a future Hall of Famer in Josh Allen.
That's right, and Josh is pretty hard to take down. He's a big guy. He's almost built like a linebacker or a defensive end himself, but he has been sacked by Myles before, so he is in the graveyard already, and Myles just needs 1.5 to get this record. And as long as they pass the ball and don't just run it 60 times this game, then I think he's got a pretty good chance. And I'm sure the Browns have queued up a video, and they're ready for the celebration, and I think it'll be great for Myles to be able to do it at home in front of these fans that have stuck by him through thick and thin.
Yeah, he's going to have 2 shots in a row to try and do it at home. Of course, Pittsburgh next week. I would imagine that Josh Allen has been thinking quick game, quick game, quick game all week long. But, Ashley, I still think there are going to be some opportunities for Myles.
Yeah, I think Josh Allen isn't going to be able to resist throwing some downfield passes in this game. And, look, the Bills can't alter what they do well too much when you consider the fact they're still chasing their division. They're right there with the Patriots. They're still chasing home field advantage in the postseason. You can't just come into this game and think, oh, we're just going to try to avoid Myles Garrett and hope everything else goes well. No, you need to come in, do what you do well, and try to win this football game. It can't even be considered a trap game for them, like I said the other day. So I'm really fascinated to see this game plan. Will Josh Allen just be Josh Allen, and will they live with the results, or is he going to try to quick game like, speaking of the Steelers, Aaron Rodgers did against this team earlier in the season?
Now, one guy Myles won't have help from is Denzel Ward. He is out of this football game on the offensive side. David Njoku is out of this football game. We don't know if Wyatt Teller is going to play in this game. Kevin did say that if he does, they would continue to rotate at that right guard position between Wyatt Teller and Tevin Jenkins. But Mary Kay, this team continues to deal with key injuries, and the biggest one certainly is Denzel Ward.
That's right. I mean, the last thing that you want is to go into a game against Josh Allen, as you mentioned, future Hall of Famer, Pro Bowler this year, and in the conversation again for NFL MVP, and he's the reigning MVP right now. The last thing that you want to do is not have your number one corner out there on the field. But that's what it's going to be for them, and they're just going to have to find a way to make up for it.
Yeah, and Ashley, I mean, we talked about this so much. You've mentioned, I think it was yesterday's video, how Denzel talks about getting bored out there. And the point of that is like he cuts off essentially half the field. So now it just opens up so much more for a quarterback like Josh if Denzel's not out there.
He does. And to your point about, is Josh Allen still going to be looking to throw the football in our last point? I think yes, because Myles Harden, as we've talked about, kind of keeps getting exposed on some of those bigger explosive plays, the scoring plays last week against the Bears. So I think it's going to make it easier for them to really just kind of have to worry about Tyson Campbell now more than anyone, not have to account for Denzel Ward.
Okay. Browns and the Bills, Sunday, Huntington Bank Field, 1 o'clock. Let's talk about what we're watching. Let's make our picks for the game. Ashley, why don't you start us off?
Yeah, I think this is going to be, and this might be the understatement, a tough game for the Browns to win. And it goes back to me, what I was talking about earlier. It's where these two teams are at. It's a tale of two teams right now. The Browns were eliminated weeks ago. The Bills still have so much to play for. The AFC in general is wide open. We know the Kansas City Chiefs, their perennial postseason rivals, just got eliminated last week. So plenty at stake for them, including their division. They're right there with the Patriots. So this can't even be a trap game for Buffalo. It's not in the cards. I think they're going to be focused. So I think Myles Garrett has a real chance at that record this week. I think Buffalo, though, is going to take this game fairly easily. I'm going with the Bills, 31-16.
Yeah, and I'm in the same boat. I just think the Bills are going to ultimately win this game. Again, maybe it's a game that's close through the first 30 minutes or something like that, but the Bills should be able to run the ball a little bit against this team. Josh Allen should be able to make more than enough plays to win this game, and I think it might at times sound like a home game for the Buffalo Bills. That's only about a 3-hour drive, and they're going to be coming to Cleveland to try and take this stadium over. So I think the Bills and Josh Allen are going to get out of here, continue to try to fight for that AFC East title in that opening round home game. I think they're going to win 34-12. Mary Kay?
Well, of course, I'm watching Shedeur Sanders again because he has to rebound from his 3-interception game. He's got 3 more chances to show the Browns that he can be their guy. Not going to be easy. He's going to be playing against the number 2 pass defense in the NFL. Of course, everybody's going to have all eyes on Josh Allen and this number 2 ranked running game. My goodness. This is going to be a challenge for these guys with Josh Allen and James Cook. They're averaging 158.5 per game, and the Browns have sprung a little bit of a leak in their run defense. So it's going to be a challenging game on the lakefront. Very interested to see how this is going to work out. But I am picking the Bills to win this one, 27-17.
Okay, whatever happens on Sunday, if Myles breaks the sack record, if we're going to be talking about it for another week, if the Browns pull an upset somehow, we'll cover it all at cleveland.com/Browns.